Hi there everybody, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Brooke.
And today we're going to talk to you a little bit about the CCRL calibrations and in-house calibrations and keeping everything up to snuff and up to standard. Now, Brooke, in my car I have oil gauges and I have gas gauges and I have all kinds of things, water temperature gauges. And they measure how my car's doing. They tell me if it's doing good or doing bad or whatever. But on our test equipment,
we don't have that.
We don't have gauges.
Yeah,
so,
and I bet you even maintenance your car on a regular basis.
That's true. If I don't do it, it goes into the mechanic. The mechanic looks over it and sees and whatnot.
Yeah.
And occasionally I take it to the dealer to give an overall. So great for a car. What about a lab?
Yeah. So kind of the same idea. It's important just to make sure that all of our equipment is up to the standard. That it is checked on an annual basis to make sure that things aren't changing over time. We work with the mixes and stuff can be pretty hard on equipment and cause dings and dents and that sort of thing. So checking it is important so that we know it is in the correct condition to give us accurate results.
Yeah, every Monday morning I have my Brooke hour.
Yeah, it's a good hour. We hang out.
First thing we do every Monday morning is look at some piece of equipment.
Yeah, take a look at what's coming up to be checked and read through the standards. Make sure we're checking all the boxes and looking at every part, every angle that is required.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to tell you we test every piece. We look at every piece of equipment every Monday morning. But like Brooke says, if we've got a string of tests coming up, especially a 494, something that's pretty extensive, we pull that equipment out and take a quick look and make a quick check.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we have a running list that David keeps up so well of what dates, when's the last time that we did check it and how long has it been so that we can make sure everything's current.
Yeah. Sometimes I have this tendency to think I'm always right, and sometimes I think everything's perfect and the world's, glowing and rose glasses, but who's going to make that not be so, Brooke?
Yeah. CCRL will come in and take off our rose glasses.
That's right. We participate in the CCRL independent lab process, and they send us things to test. Is one part of it, and we test whatever we're required to, strength or whatever, and we send in the results, and they're compared to other laboratories around the country. And if we're way off, how's that go?
Yeah, not good.
Not good.
Not good. But even aside from the mixes, they come in and they check our equipment. They want to see our maintenance records. So there are a lot of things in the lab that, on a daily basis or a weekly basis, we're recording temperatures, moisture levels, that sort of thing to make sure it's regulated on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's a good point. We have things that are occasional, like we run the C78 beams. We do that every so often when we have that test series come up. But your other point is right. I mean, like the temperature, humidity, that's supposed to be the same 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year plus leap year.
Yeah.
So you check those every morning.
I do check those. And then we have a temperature recorder too that not only my handwriting stuff, but then a recorded record that's automatic goes in the book to just double check what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it tells us what the hobo tells us. The hobo records readings and whatnot. How do we know the hobo's right?
Yeah, we use a NIST thermometer to cross-reference that and make sure everything's spot on.
Yeah, so we use in-house calibration, or what I like to call transfer calibration.
Yeah. So
we bring in a NIST thermometer. They're good, I think, for a year. Is that right?
Yeah.
They're good for a year. They're not that expensive, so we buy a new one.
Yeah.
Has a new calibration certificate, and we use that to do transfer calibrations. In the main part of the lab, we check the temperature recorders to make sure they're recording right.
Yeah.
we double check the automatic recorder, the hobo, and we're not here to endorse products, by the way, if I mention that.
Yeah, the names, it's
If I-
it's what we use.
It's just our everyday language that
Yeah.
we happen to use, so it's not intended to be an endorsement, but it is good equipment.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So that's pretty much our in-house calibration, and we had to do some maintenance as well.
Mhm.
How does that go?
Yeah, so the maintenance just kind of depends on what the product is or the equipment is that we're checking. But there's been times we have had to put out of service until we have somebody come in and calibrate it if we're not capable of doing so and it's out of date.
Sure. We make sure the distance measures, the deflectometers,
right.
slide up and down evenly and
Yeah.
nicely. We oil by we, I mean Brooke.
Yeah. My job.
Yeah. Brooke oils up the C39 heads and make sure they rotate correctly
Sure.
on the spherical head and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So.
Yeah, and if it's damaged, if we find that it's damaged, because when you're doing a mix and you're, in the middle of casting samples and such, you don't say, oh my goodness, it looks like there's a ding in there. So it is important to take a calm moment, get out the calibers and really look at it in depth of what it's supposed to be to where it's at. Because some of it's so minor, but the spec calls for a very precise number.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, good point. So if you ever have questions or comments, send them to Brooke.
Yeah, don't hesitate to ask. I'll pass it along to David. Ring that bell for notifications.
Subscribe.
Like our page.
Like our page.
Go concrete.
Be asphalt.